Hey guys, my name is Stephanie Farron. I'm the Technology Facilitator at Butler High School, and this quick video tutorial is how to set up and create appointment slots in a Google Calendar. In addition to showing you how to do it, I'm going to explain to you why you might want to do it. So let's start with going to our Google Calendar. When you go to your Google Calendar at calendar.google.com, you by default have one calendar that is yours with your name on it. You can create as many calendars as you want. You can also create appointment slots now on every calendar. So the first thing I'm going to do so you can see it, the steps, is I'm going to create a new calendar. So I'm going to click My Calendars and click the plus sign, and I'm going to create a new calendar. I'm going to call this the sample calendar just so you can see how to make appointment slots in it. I'm also going to hide my appointment slots just so you don't get confused with all my appointment slots that are listed on here. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to decide how you want to break your calendar up. I have mine broken up by locations in my media center. So for example, tables versus computers, and my lab, 600 versus 915. So you can have as many as you want, and by time periods. I also make my time slots in 30-minute increments. It's pretty, but it makes it really busy when you're looking at it. So it's up to you. You can base it based on how people are already using your time and your periods. I like 30 minutes because some classes don't need it for the entire block. If they do need it for the entire block, they can register for each of the 30-minute slots. So that way multiple classes can get into my area at multiple times. Alright, so we're going to come down here to my sample calendar so you can see it, and it's blank. To make appointment slots, you're going to want to create, like you're creating an assignment. You need to make sure that your view for your calendar is either on day or week in order for appointment slots to happen. If you're on month, year, or schedule, you will not see it. So when you click create, it will allow you to make a title. So normally I just make mine really simple, first period, and then first 30 minutes. Okay, and then tables. For uniformity, you want to make sure each of your appointment slots are called the same thing. And if you notice, you can actually do more options, and you can click appointment slots from here. You'll know if it's incorrect if you're at month or higher, because appointment slots will not show up. So I'm going to click more options and adjust that. I want them in 30-minute increments. I can hit them to repeat, so I can hit a custom, and I can literally put them on every day of the week up until June 10th. So literally I can set up my calendar on the first day of school and then leave it be until the end of school. Normally I do it this way, and then I'll delete off the time periods when we're on vacation. So it's super easy for me. Okay, and then I hit done, and it will literally put the same occurrence on every block all the way through. So I only have to make my appointment slots one time. Okay, which is super nice. To show the appointment slots calendar, this is the URL you'll want to copy. Okay, so here's my URL. Okay, and my appointment slots are going to appear on this calendar. This is the URL I'm going to want to put into my Google site. So that way people simply can click on the appointment slot and apply for it. Okay. Also on my calendar, it will show up now that I hit save. Hit save, then all my appointment slots will appear. This is what my users would see on their appointment slot calendar. If I wanted to check to reserve the first 30 minutes, I would simply click here and hit save. By clicking save, it puts the calendar request on the Media Specialist calendar and my own personal calendar with a reminder. The Media Specialist calendar also gets a approve or reject a notification in their email, so I can simply approve it or reject it and ask why. If they want to put in a description like, I need you to teach research today, they can put it in description, and then I know exactly what they're here to do. So it's a super nice and quick and easy way to do that. So I'll show you what it looks like on my site. On my Google site, I've embedded the calendar. If you notice, my calendar only shows up the notifications that are approved and have been accepted. So it doesn't look as messy as others. If I hover over each one, it will tell me exactly what's going on. Okay? If, as a user, I'd like for them to complete an appointment slot, they're going to use that URL that I showed you in the calendar once you're creating those links. So here is the actual appointment slot calendar that I've created for Butler High School. And using 4 is a little more difficult, but if you hover over each one, it will tell you what the slots are. Okay? So you can make them as easy or as difficult as you want. If you notice, you can see the slots that are filled when you're trying to pick an appointment slot. I can also, on my calendar, because I have my calendars with multiple calendars showing, I can close a block so they can see that the slot is full without me using the appointment calendar by just simply going over my calendar and saying from 10:30 to 2:30 we have test training. And then that would lock the slots. So I don't have to go in and pick the slots. Or I can delete the slots off. So normally I'll hit my delete slots once I get into exam periods. So it's really up to you how you want to do it, but the appointment slot enables you not to have a duplicate process. It enables a user to select the times they want, when they want it, and then you to confirm it. So I'll show you what it looks like in an email. So I set my calendar to send me a daily agenda for every day. It comes at 5 a.m. It comes right into my email, and it tells me exactly which appointment slots have been issued and what they're using it for. So I know real quickly what's being used and why. I can also send this out to an assistant if I have it, a lab monitor, or other people that have questions about what's going on in the labs or the media center for the day. So my sample calendar, if I click an appointment slot and I hit save, then it automatically is going to go away. I can actually stay here and keep clicking appointment slots. If you notice, I already clicked one, so it automatically appeared. Now I'm going to go to my email to see my notification of it. In my sample calendar, if I click the three dots to go into the menu, I want to change this auto accept invitations automatically to allow them to either auto accept that they do not conflict or to not show invitations until I have approved them. So that's important there. I also need to make sure that it's public if I'm going to put it into a website, so that way everyone can see that, that it's shareable, and then I can also send it, share it with specific people. So for example, if I have more than one person working in my space, I can add other people, multiple people on my calendar so they can see what's going on. In addition, if I want people in CMS to see it, I don't want free and busy, which is default. I want them to be able to see the event details so they know who's using the calendar and who's not, and not just free busy. So make sure you get that changed on your calendar so that you can see the permissions. I'm actually going to show you the permissions on my real calendar so you can see how it's set up. So on my school calendar, my real school calendar, not only do I have it set so that it's public so everyone can see the events, but then under notifications, I get an email every time someone changes an event, cancels an event, or edits an event, and I get a daily agenda for the event. That's the one I just showed you. That comes to me every morning. So once someone clicks and accepts a calendar invite, then I'll get an email that I can accept or decline the calendar invitation. It comes the moment that someone clicks. So for example, I just clicked first period 9:15 lab. I get the notification that Stephanie Farron has requested the lab, and I can either accept or decline it. I can actually send them an email too right off of it. So if ever I get someone that submits a time that's a duplicate time or something else comes up, I can quickly make a change. When I click the accept and hit send, the user is going to get a notification that they've been approved for my calendar. And then on the day of my calendar, I'll get a daily agenda that will have that user on my calendar, and it says what they're using it for. So appointment slots are extremely helpful in the fact that I can set up a calendar and it can sit out in the world, and then I don't have to manage it every day. I'd have to come back and touch it, find out which days to open and close it, see what people are using it for. If I feel like someone's abusing the calendar or using it too much, I can send them an email because it's going to tell me every day who's using it and why. If I see someone that signed up for the lab and the media center on multiple days, I can ask them what's going on via an email. And the nicest thing of all is, like I said, once I click and approve it, it pops not only on my calendar but also on their calendar as well. So we can go back and look at my calendar because I approved my event. And you can see that if I pick up my calendar and not just the Butler Media Center calendar, I have first period. So anybody that's using this for class, they can remember that they have it already set. So it's super nice. And again, you could do multiple calendars. So you could do a calendar for each lab or each area, or you can do a calendar with all of them combined. So you want to think about it, use it wisely, double check what you're doing to see if it's doing what you want it to do. But appointment slots are really nice for managing multiple areas of a school and keeping track of it. So good luck.